Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video. Here guys, on the gold market, we're still watching for starting the downward action because market has hit the area where this action should start according to technical analysis, because ABC retracement up is completed. Market stands on the major 618 resistance, creating the bearish continuation pattern, which is a garbage triple to sell on the daily chart. And that's the moment of truth, as I call it, because if market will not start the downward action, break the 1322 to the upside, it will mean that we stand in an upward continuation in the longer term bull trend that we have on the monthly chart. So currently, if you remember, we have the bullish sentiment on the gold market, and currently we are dealing with the retracement. Yes, it lasts for a considerable period of time just because it stands on the weekly chart. And this ABCD pattern, although it looks really significant on the daily, in 1260, or it's really $50 per contract, it's significant action for the gold market. But on the weekly, this is just ABC retracement after the reaching of the major target, and that's just a pullback in the longer term bull trend. Since it's every time exists the probability that market will not show retracement and continue move up, the 1322 area, the one that could clarify this. Currently, as we have the short position and we're waiting for a downward action, but still aware, careful, keep an eye on this area, because in the recent week, two major events have happened that could make impact on the gold market and other financial markets. Speaking precisely on the gold market, guys, you probably know or maybe heard about this, that on this Friday, this will be new requirements for the bank capital starts to work. They call it the Basel III. So now the rules that are working on Basel II, and the major difference between them concerning involving the gold is calculation of the gold in own capital of the bank. So currently, the banks takes gold with a 50% discount in the calculation of its own capital. But starting this Friday, the gold market will be calculated in the own capital of the banks at the 100%. So in this, from that standpoint, gold equals to the cash, and that changed significantly attitude of the commercial banks to the gold market, and also to the gold that stands in the storages of the banks, of the gold of the clients. So this is really very important. Maybe this is of course not new, everybody knows about that, but in the longer term perspective, that should provide additional support to the gold market. So if before this moment gold mostly treated as the commodities, so kind of the grain, crude oil, coffee, so and something of that sort with a 50% discount and so on. But currently gold market is reclassified more in the cash and the money instrument, and this is really very significant. Second driving factor is more political, and it has relation to the recent Donald Trump decision on the Golan territory in Syria. So as you know, there is a directive by the United Nations exists that the Golan Heights is actually the temporarily occupied territory by Israel, and recent decision could really turn the conflict in a hot stage. From that standpoint, this could provide additional demand for the gold, because currently the United States stands in the situation where they can't provide really significant help to Israel to protect this territory. And using this moment, Syria, Iran, and maybe Hezbollah will try to turn situation in their favor, and I'm not excluded in the situation where a really hot conflict could start there. So it will be very negative. And but this could impact really on the financial markets as well. Demand trigger the demand for the safe haven assets, and gold is no exception. It's difficult to predict where this will be the significant demand, or this will be short-term impact on psychological effect on the market, but this is the moment that really could impact on the gold. I am talking this because market stands at a very important moment, and these factors that we have just discussed could change the situation in the shorter term. Gold, particularly speaking, it could cancel this second leg of retracement. That's why every time where we have the position, we're calling you to move the stops to the break-even. And right now, the same story. So take a look at the follow time frame chart. Yesterday, we have taken the short position. As soon as market has completed and hits the major target, now it's time to turn to move stops to the break-even. So if you have taken the short position, move your stops to the break-even and see what will happen. Currently, everything looks very nice on the follow time frame chart. After the initial drop, market is coiling right above the major trend line, and consolidation remains the flag, bearish flag pattern, which suggests that we should get a kind of the AB equals CD action right to the 3007 area. 3007 is the minimum target of the regardless cheaper to sell pattern. So that is the 30% reaction on the harmonic pattern. This is minimal target. So everything stands good, but as I said, there are factors exist that could change the situation. That's why we should be prepared for that. On the hourly chart, here is our 3-drive sell that we have talked about, starting very nice. And here, guys, we will be watching particular this pattern. So in the shorter term perspective, so that's what we're actually watching for. This ABCD pattern to the downside that should complete action precisely at the 1307 area. Here minor grabbers have been formed that suggest the taking out of this top, and initially I thought that maybe we will get regardless triple to sell that we have talked about recently. So we could get downward action and kind of the ABCD retracement up. But currently as market's turning down again, it seems that grabber will be erased and market could drop. But if somehow market still will form regardless triple to sell, that will be another chance to go short. We will see what will happen. So that being said, on the gold market, we're keeping in mind new external driving factors. I mean concerning the European banking capital, could trigger demand for the gold, and political environment that now exists in the market. Simultaneously, from the technical point of view, we're watching for the same setup that we have discussed yesterday, particularly speaking, the drop to the 1307, 1304 area. That loss completes the target of the free drive pattern. Depending on what will happen here, we will make the forecast on the further action. So, for example, if market will drop below this area and continue to move down, this increased chances getting of this ABCD pattern. If somehow market will show just minor reaction, 30% retracement here, and turns up again, that could change situation as on a daily chart, as on a weekly, and reestablish the upward trend. So that will be a very important moment for the gold. And it seems that we should get clarity right on this week, because it's not really very big distance. So it seems that gold market could reach this area this week, and we will get the answer what to expect next.